She's like, I just don't want to do it.
I could do it in just a little.
I think you'd be great. No.
Alright, nice to meet you.
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
Miles Frazier.
I'm Allison.
So, you're from Bloomingdale?
I'm from Lake Clear.
Lake Clear. Cool. Just got some questions for you. Do you think that sports events bring people together?
Yes. Yeah. Conjoining towns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Families. Yeah. Lake Clear, Lake Placid. Kids get to meet other kids that they don't go to school with.
Family members come to see someone play. Alright, well, nice to meet you. Miles Frazier.
Rob Carr. Nice to meet you.
You live around here?
I do. I live right in town in Saranac Lake.
Nice to meet you. I just got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Do you think that sports events bring people together?
Absolutely. You want me to expand on that?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think, people, spectators, brings parents together. Parents participate in the process a lot by coaching or, just helping out with practice. It's a huge catalyst for bringing people together.
A lot of dads coaching nowadays.
Yeah, and moms. Yeah.
So my name is Joe Henderson. I live here in town. I'm on the school board. I coach the Play 80K team. We're about to have a game. There you go.
All right. Do you think that sports events bring people together?
Yeah, bring people together and divide people.
Oh, yeah.
They do both. So yeah, I mean, I think they're, for like a small town, they're really important. They're important sites of community. It's like where we build community. So I really want to go into anthropology here. They're called third spaces, right? Like, it's not your work and it's not your home. They're places where people come together. So yeah, they're good for that. But they are also can be really divisive too. I mean, like, I spend a lot of time in Europe for my job, and people like riot over there over sports, over soccer, mostly.
Football war down here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, people. Well, you know what it is over there. It gets wrapped up in like nationalism, and so you get this kind of like, Spain versus England. There's a lot of like national stuff going on there. So.
I think they're getting New Jersey. Do you think the community could benefit from increased spending on sports?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep. I think they could benefit on increased spending. It puts it back into the school and the towns.
If so, what do you think they should invest in?
Invest in more fields. Maybe an announcer and scoreboards to help.
You can go sit in the car. There's
You don't
no
have to have other people in the dugout doing it, or even paid coaches.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question. The opportunities are pretty limited here. I grew up in metropolitan New Jersey, and anything that you wanted to compete in was available. And not only just available as a sport, like multiple teams, coaches, opportunities to get involved and to practice on the both in season and out of the season. Those opportunities are a lot more limited here. So I think increased spending would be great. Like, for instance, I wrestled my whole childhood. I would love for my son to have an experience with that, but there's zero opportunities for scholastic wrestling here. I would have to drive over an hour and a half just for the closest wrestling program. So, yeah, no, I think there's definitely more that the community could do to support sports programs. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, sure. Always. More money is never like a bad problem to have. I think the question is like, what would you spend it on?
Yeah, that's going to be my next question. If so, what do you think we should spend it on?
I mean, I'm on the school board. Like, we're putting in. We sent out to voters the turf field thing. Have you been following that?
Oh yeah.
And like, we had extra money sitting around in one of our building funds, and so people have been asking for a turf field, and I don't really care either way on a turf field, but the reason I mention it is it gets the playing season longer because it's so cold up here all the time. So, I think facilities are expensive. It's expensive to run facilities. You got to pay people. Yeah. Hey, Will, we're getting recorded here.
Oh.
No, all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, more money is never going to hurt, and then The question is, where does it come from? Where does it go? It's always the question.
How would increased investment into sports affect you?
Well, my kids go to the school, so it would affect my family.
Do you think they have a future playing any sports, like high school, college even?
Yeah. My son really likes baseball, and he's determined as a diabetic child to really make a name for himself in sports.
Well, I think just like I just said, I think more opportunities for my son. He's 10, and I think he's interested in team sports, but has experienced or tried most of what they offer here in this community. So some different and more opportunities I think would be beneficial to him, just to branch out a little bit. So like just personally, that's how it would affect me and my family. But I think that's probably the case for a lot of the families here. Yeah.
Me? I mean, more directly, it would probably affect me like through my kids. My kids both do sports, and so more opportunities for them to have. This is a small town, and so we do quite a bit with what we have. But there are certain things we don't have, certain sports we don't have, and like it would be cool to have better facilities, more options, longer seasons, things like that. Like I would love a winter complex where we could like train year round for stuff like baseball.
Yeah, there's not much around.
No, and places that have more money or in different climates, they have like winter training facilities. That'd be cool. That'd be really nice. I mean, it's interesting though, like we live in an area where there's a lot of sports. Not even just organized sports, like there's a whole recreation of sports. So like from a just physical perspective, it's an amazing place to live already, right?
Yeah.
I think about like all the kids in like inner city environments that don't have access to stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So we're pretty lucky in that regard.
How large of an effect do you think sports have on our town culture?
I think it has a large effect. I mean, it brings not only the town, but the families together. Everyone seems to really enjoy it. The kids really enjoy it. They really enjoy sports.
Thank you, that's it.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it already does. I mean, one thing that we do have here that I didn't have in New Jersey is all of the winter sports, and there's a lot of investment in the winter sports here, and that does bring people together. I mean, we have Pisgah, which is such a gem of a resource for a small town like this. We have Dewey, and they do all sorts of events. I mean, Tennessee, my son, goes to Pisgah multiple times a week and sees his friends there. I mean, those are experiences that I never had growing up, and it definitely brings people together. And there's a lot of investment in maintaining and providing those places. So I think in that way that's really good. There's always room for more investment to make them better and stronger. So I think in that way, like it's. That's so much a part of the culture here, and but I think there's always opportunities to build more opportunity, more choices, and incorporate other types of sports that aren't offered here or aren't traditionally offered here for kids that are interested, just to expand upon that culture of sport here in Saranac Lake.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it has a huge effect already, right? For a lot of people, like, this is what they do. And, I'll make a school board point here, right? I've been on the school board now it's my second term, 5 years. The stuff that blows up sometimes is often sports stuff. We just passed a $38 million budget that had all sorts of controversies involved with it. And, like, the stuff that I see people really, really get fired up is often sports stuff. So I think for a lot of parents, like here's my anthropology. I think for a lot of parents, like they're living through their children, and so that produces a kind of dynamic that is often unhealthy, and so it gets like super intense, specifically around sports. There are also a lot of people like who peaked in high school, and like sports was their peak, and so. That is what it is. I just think sports are really culturally important, right? They're how we play. They've been culturally important for thousands of years, so cool.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
That back elbow up. Remember, step with your front foot.